Hi everyone, it's Daniel here, and I wanted to create this video about light language, or the language of light as it's sometimes called. It's also known as speaking in tongues, of course, by various Christian groups like the Pentecostals. So speaking in light language has obviously been around for a very long time. I think it's documented in the Bible that people had these experiences. And lately, I've noticed more and more of us New Agers are speaking it. And it's become much more well known. Certainly more well known than it was 8 years ago. When I started speaking a light language, I didn't even know that term. I didn't know that terminology, and so when it happened quite unexpectedly to me and started coming through, I didn't know what to make of it. It was almost exactly 8 years ago. I was lying on a massage table. I was really, really good at receiving massage, meaning that I knew how to relax and focus. I had already been channeling in English for 6 months. And I also had a crush on my massage therapist. So it was an interesting experience to just start speaking. She had already experienced me moving around, and she knew I was accessing energies while I was on the massage table, but we were both kind of taken aback by the speaking of the light language, which went on for another 7 months before I even knew that that's what it was called. So there was a time when I actually thought maybe it's Bashar's language. Because I thought there was a word in there that was similar to a word I had heard Bashar say. But he set me straight on that. So what are these languages of light? I know that this is my take on it. I just want to point that out. This doesn't mean that it's the truth with a capital T. It means that this is what I've received. This is what I've channeled about what these languages are, where they come from, and what they do. So one of the things that I noticed also about light languages was that when I'm doing healing on myself or someone else, they will also start coming through me quite unintentionally. So then I started to use them in healing sessions with people. And I've had some really positive feedback from people. I started also creating recordings of myself speaking light languages with specific intentions that I'm holding for those languages to have on the listener. I don't think that a language of light is a language that's spoken by extraterrestrials. So when I say this is an Arcturian light language or this is a Pleiadian light language, what I mean by that is that I'm intending to pull the light through that particular star system and give it that unique flavor and infuse the light language with that particular energy and intention so that it activates something in the listener that is Pleiadian or Arcturian or Sirian or Andromedan or whatever. My feeling is that these languages are not to be translated into English or any other language spoken on Earth. Now, this means that I'm taking a stance that's different from what other people say about them, because other people will say that they translate light language, or that they can translate it, or that they're speaking in an Arcturian language or something like that. Most higher frequency beings, including Bashar, who's only one step up from where we are vibrationally, they're all telepathic. They don't have language. They don't need language. So light language to me is a person who is accessing the light that is universal, so it's everywhere, this light, and pulling it through them and creating those words and sounds from the light. So it is a very pure source of energy that we're accessing when we access these languages that are unique to the speaker as well. I should point that out, that the reason there are so many light languages out there is because we're all different. So when I channel, I'm channeling something that has to come through me, which means it's going to be unique to me. So if I'm channeling Yeshua or Archangel Michael, and some person in China is channeling Yeshua or Archangel Michael, we're not saying the same thing. It has nothing to do with the fact that we're in different countries or that we speak different languages. It has everything to do with the fact that we're different vessels, we're different channels. So when we pull light through us and channel it and give it life, we ground it into the physical, we are also translating it in our own unique way. If you gave 3 bilingual people who spoke Spanish and English, you gave them all essays in English and you told them you want them to translate it into Spanish, they're not going to be identical. So, of course, people who are translating this light into language are not all speaking the exact same language. And that's, I think, important to note, so that you don't think in terms of your mind with this, because the reason why we aren't just translating this into English is because this is supposed to bypass the mind. This is supposed to go beyond information that we could channel in our native tongues. These light languages are infused with galactic light codes. They're infused with high vibrational energy. They're infused with a particular intention. They'll activate you. They'll heal you by speaking to a part of you that cannot be reached through conventional words. That's my take on light languages. And like I said, I've been speaking them for 8 years. I speak different light language all the time, which means that there's something unique about each transmission, each pulling through of that light, and also because I'm evolving as a person. And so I'm becoming better at translating it into the sounds and words that come through. So if you're interested in speaking light language, don't be afraid of it. Know that it's coming from a pure source, and share it with others. Let others experience your light language. I think that's helping to ground in a lot of high frequency energy here on the planet, and we definitely can use as much of that as we can get. So that's my 2 cents on light languages. And thank you once again for watching. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm getting very close to 10,000. Thanks again, everybody. Hi, everyone. This is Daniel Scranton. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share this video, and give a visit to danielscranton.com when you get a chance.